To my mother and Keyshia, I thank you for constantly showing perseverance in the face of opposition and continuing to shine. You are how I got my magic. I would describe magic as something that can't necessarily be explained. You can't really put a name on it. You don't know how it happens, why it happens, it just happens. My own magic is not necessarily knowing how I was gonna get to where I was, but just knowing that God put me on this earth for a purpose. I never knew how I was gonna be a singer, how I was gonna write songs. I just knew I had to do it. And that's what my magic was and what I think my magic is. And still moving along in that journey and trying and reminding myself to be fearless within that, to no matter how I get down when it doesn't happen when I want it to, just knowing that it's going to happen. My earliest memory of my mom is just watching her, a single mother. She was 26. I can remember, and I just watched her taking me to school, then taking my little sisters to school, then going to school herself, then going to work. Then be a mother and a sister and a friend to my sisters, and then be a mother and a father to me. In terms of Black Girls Rock, I see my mother being like the leader of the pack in Black Girls Rockin'. When my mother and father first came to the United States, the agreement was that she would take my two sisters and teach them how to grow up and be strong Black women, and my father would take me for the earlier years and teach me how to be a man. I was living with my aunts and uncles, and for my 6th birthday, my mother brought me a bicycle because my father wasn't home. They wouldn't let her see me. Just in that moment of chaos, I found solace in a familiar face and a familiar spirit. My mother just knew that she was gonna come get me. So I don't know if she followed my dad from the house, and you know, she's an island woman, so I don't know how long she was plotting. She just decided, I'm getting my son, I'm not even getting the police involved, I want him back. And my father said, okay, I'll just take him, let me just have a moment to talk to my son, and you know, then I'll drop him off later. And I just remember the last thing he said to me was, you're going to your mother's house, she's gonna, you know, she wants you, and this was a great run, and I'm gonna still be in your life, but if you can do one thing for me, is never call another man father. So coming into this music industry, you start to feel, you go through phases. You feel like you're everybody's little brother and everyone's your friend, and then you feel alone. There was a chance session that was happening. My early days when things really started to take off for me, I was working on Rihanna's project, Usher's project, Justin Bieber's project. I would have never known that this chance session would turn into somebody who has grounded me spiritually, supported me more than, you know, family members have, and just kind of always been there as a voice of reason. I just thank God for artists like her, for Black women like her. Come on.
Come on in here, baby. Hi.
Love you.
I love you too. It came to a time where I felt like I knew what I wanted to say, but he's so articulate. You know what I mean? And
I received that in the name.
Yeah, you're really smart. And you want me to keep going?
Yeah. Like 2 more words.
That is a mess. So when I'm telling him things about my relationship and family and friends, I don't know nobody else like that I really can talk to like that besides my cousin, and she's like my best friend, and he's like my best friend. So, you know, it just happened that way.
I've had conversation with her that I can't even have with my mother. And been mad at her that I had that conversation with her the next morning. Like, you got me drunk and made me say this.
No, your secrets are safe with me, your honey. I think the biggest thing that I've learned as a lesson with Elijah is because we confide in each other so much, is to try not to trust the fakeness, you know, and discernment is a great, you know, tool that you should pray for.
What I've learned from Keyshia is to put your game face on, and don't let that affect you, and don't let it affect the journey.